Hello and welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries for The Lion King, the one that came out this year. Yeah. I'm with Lon, I'm with Dan. We're going to be talking about the film, our behind-the-scenes thoughts, some cut jokes that didn't make it into the final cut. We will be responding to your fan questions. Not great this week, guys. Step it up. And we'll be teasing next week's Honest Trailer. Yeah. So we hope you enjoy. This film, not very good.
Well, it's great because it's basically the same. Like
you'd think that.
I mean, there are so many good elements, and a lot of them are still here. It just they've put them back
You're right,
together
I'll take it back.
in a way that doesn't work.
It is hard to take my experience with 1994's Lion King and put that to the side, because if this was the first time I've seen The Lion King, maybe I'd like it. You're right. Maybe you would.
You'd at least come away like, that Hakuna Matata is a catchy song.
That is
flat. It's flat. If I'd never seen The Lion King, right, I would be like, why do people like this movie so much? Because everything in this movie, except for Billy Eichner, is so flat.
It's because of the dull, dead, soulless eyes of animals.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I agree, animals may or may not have souls. I think they have souls.
They do.
But you can't see it in their eyes in this movie.
Not computer-generated eyes.
Well, there's a deadness behind them.
Like, I mean, we know what an animal's emotions are like because we've seen them, and it's like
mostly
it's not
in the
like,
tail.
Well, it's not like your dog's never happy to see you or sad that you're leaving or they're hungry or whatever. But like we know what those look like, and they're not the same as human emotions. Whereas Lion King, they're experiencing human emotions, and in a cartoon you can animate them to look that way. And when you have a real-looking warthog, he's just a warthog.
It's a technical marvel. But it's colder than a Stanley Kubrick movie.
I think to me it's a tech demo that went on way too long, because that opening shot is incredible, and that's what sold the movie, or at least what they like.
Circle of Life,
it was the proof of concept. Like, yes, we can do The Lion King, but it's when you get to the dialogue scenes and the big character moments, the pathos. Like there's a disconnect there.
They're just walking. It's 2 hours of animals just like trotting and like talking like an animal talks, which is without much emotion. But even that's just like
some gambling.
Well, it's a real problem in musical numbers, because like I just can't wait to be king. I really noticed it because young Simba in the original cartoon is basically dancing while he sings that. He's like poking his head through the flowers. It's choreographed. And this one, he literally just kind of prances because that's all. It would look unrealistic for him to not do that, but it's really boring.
But would it have been a better choice to like stretch the realism and give them like big Cheshire Cat grins? Though that would have been
or
unsettling.
At least bring that sort of interesting animated dynamism to the photoreal look of the movie. Right. That could have been an interesting combination.
Well, like you can animate it in a way that it'll look good to modern audiences, like a Zootopia or something, where the characters are still expressive, like animated characters.
But they don't look photorealistic at all.
No, but I mean, you sort of find a halfway meeting point between those, but you can't go.
That sounds
this
like
far.
that. No, that's something that's screaming for you to kill me. Like if it's half cartoon,
that's what I mean. But it's better. Like then go all cartoon. Like
it seemed like they had to justify doing this. They had to make it so different from the cartoon for them to be able to say this isn't just a cash grab. We're doing this. Right. You know, there's a reason for this to exist, and the reason was it's all photoreal.
Yes.
They couldn't inject any animation or cartooniness into it, because then the question would be is like, well, then why do the cartoon? But it just went so far the other way that to me I was just sitting there like,
there's something else you could do. You could add or subtract or rearrange parts of the story.
Nope.
Which they did not.
Yeah. Or the Julie Taymor version and just put people in big theatrical costumes out there like they do on the Broadway stage.
Yeah.
It's out there. You can do it.
You're not gonna. That's like for TV. Let's watch the honest trailer for Lion King 2K19 and see what we have to say about it.
Cinderella transformed a passive heroine into an active hero. Jungle Book crafted a narrative out of scattered source material. The other ones were movies. Now, Disney's next live-action rehash will update the original by doing the exact same thing, but somehow 30 minutes longer and drained of all of its charm.
Whoa. How bleak is that?
So, pause. I mean, there's like, we've had mixed results so far with Disney live action. Like, we couldn't quite sum all of them up with the same brush, because I think we all like Cinderella and Jungle Book. Maybe not better than their originals, but certainly there's a reason for them.
I like Jungle Book better than the original.
I do too. I fully do. Yeah.
I think it's a more complete movie. I think it flows better. I think the sense of peril is there more. I like it more than the animated version.
Yeah. And Cinderella, well, obviously, visually it doesn't exceed the original, but like there's more depth to it. There's more of a character.
Well, they kind of added a lot of comedy into that one too.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. And the
it's
Cinderella,
almost like a rom-com, the live-action version, which works. It's just it's a different energy than the animated.
Well, the animated version is really like mice featuring
60% of
Cinderella.
the movie
It's
is
so right.
is
so
Tom and
much
Jerry.
mice. Yeah. So it's almost they're two almost completely different movies.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast is a staged recreation.
Yep.
Lion King is a staged recreation. Dumbo's weird.
Yeah.
Because that movie was only like 65 minutes long
had to
begin
add a
with,
lot.
and you couldn't use 15 minutes of it. Like the whole last 10 minutes of the movie was like, no, can't use that. And so they basically just wrote a whole. It was Michael Keaton's Wonder Emporium, and also there's a flying elephant there. But it's
I, like most of the world, skip Dumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked Aladdin, but just barely.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I liked.
I think Aladdin does a better job of balancing it.
I mean,
than this.
It changed some things, you know.
It felt like more like its own movie.
So they burned through, I think, all of their grade A, S tier source material. Now are we going to get
Little Mermaid? We'll get Little Mermaid.
Well, that's already happening.
Mulan
Yeah.
and Little Mermaid.
yeah. Mulan and Little Mermaid. We still got to see.
After
those.
that, though, it's grim.
Oliver and Company, baby.
Well, that's where. But I mean, this is where you start to get movies where
Yeah.
there really are things you could sort of change and improve. They're not. It's not like holy scripture anymore.
Yes.
So like Sword in the Stone, Black Cauldron, like those could actually be great live action
But I feel like
movies.
they tried that with Pete's Dragon and it bombed.
You are not wrong.
Like,
but
you can
Improve the Aristocats. You
Sure.
can improve. I think you can improve the
sure.
Aristocats.
But like you go back to before the 90s Renaissance era, and there actually are movies that people don't value so much that it's their untouchable. You could sort of reinvent. We'll see
My
how Lady
prediction
and the
is that
Tramp
they will
goes.
just redo these same handful of movies over
Over and over
No,
again.
definitely.
Yeah, instead
Well,
of being like,
yeah.
here's a new groove from the Emperor.
I'd like to see a live action Hercules Disney movie, but we have too many Hercules movies.
We've got
lately.
yeah,
Yeah, a bunch of Hercules.
Well,
movies.
but
That
but
one is going to
Disney's
happen.
Hercules.
That one is going to happen with the Motown, and they'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
yeah. All
I
right.
think.
Well,
There's some interesting projects, but as far as like A grade like franchise stuff, then yeah, they're running pretty thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're breezing through it pretty quick.
hopefully we'll all be gone by then.
Yeah, Pinocchio.
Let's keep going.
Gone from
Live
this job or
action,
dead.
except, still animated, but like super realistic. You know what? Forget it. Journey to the savannah, deep inside the heart of a CGI render farm, for a film that brings animals to life with such uncanny realism. Someone should have realized early on that this was a bad choice for a kids' musical, since these ultra-realistic beasts look dull when they sing.
It means no worries for the rest of your day.
That's the dancing.
Don't even try to dance, and their animal faces can't, act.
Tries to save me. It was an accident.
I'm sorry, Nala. I came as soon as I could.
A bird's face cannot look somber. It's crazy. This movie turns you into Brian Fellows.
He's starting to make me mad. He better shut up.
Pause.
Pause.
Yeah, it doesn't look. A lot of the time, it doesn't look like the voices are coming out of the animals.
Yes.
No.
That John Oliver clip, I had picked out purposefully because it's just like no part of my brain is fooled by this illusion.
works like this.
This bird sounds like John Oliver, and so just like on a fundamental level, it just doesn't. It is like listening to people do a reading of The Lion King over this footage.
Right, and I think that they did it was kind of cruel to most of the actors, where I feel like they cast them anthropomorphically. It's like, yeah, Seth Rogen looks like a warthog.
Yeah, like, you're
John
the
Oliver
pig.
kind of looks like a bird.
He's got a beak.
Yeah, but it's like their voices are what we should be listening for.
Yeah.
Like that's why Iago is Gottfried or
Right.
Tudyk or something. It's not because Gilbert Gottfried looks
Kind
like
of
a
looks
parrot.
bird-like.
Because you're making them look like animals. I don't know. Seth Rogen kind of sounds like a
He
warthog.
does a little bit. Like, when I heard Pumbaa, I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that voice actually kind of matches the Pumbaa they've designed better than most.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the bird is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's just like I can see that you have a beak.
I need an English bird man.
Yeah.
John Oliver.
Yeah, boy.
Oh boy. All right, keep going.
Story of Simba the Aristocat one last time, or at least until execs raise concerns about Q3 2029 revenue projections. He's an entitled fail son who loves to bully his
Pause.
support.
We had to teach Dan
I
what
had
fail son was.
I'd never heard. I was just like, is that what's John supposed to be saying? They're like, fail son. I'm like, that's not a word. They're like, yes, it is. I'm like, I've never heard that word in my life.
It's one of those new words.
It's an internet word.
Yeah. Apparently so. Yeah, I'd never heard fail son.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like a failed scion. Like, it's someone who inherited everything and sucks.
The heir to a fortune who doesn't deserve or know what to do with their position or prominence.
Act 1 Simba.
I'm
fail
out
son.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah.
It's like a Kendall Roy situation.
I'm outside the circle of life.
Wait till we tell them what Visco girls are next.
Oh God, that's a whole commentary.
And Dan, oops. All right, let's keep going.
Coordinates. But when his dad loses his grip on the royal protection racket, he'll dick around in the jungle for a few years while the women hold
pause. We were actually talking about this. Is like, what is the king's job or his duties as the Lion King? Because it's like he's more than king of just the food chain. He's an actual government official, it seems.
Like, yeah, he
protects, but he's also
he attacks.
Exactly.
Well, that's how it's supposed to work.
No, I'm unclear about what the duties of king are, other than deciding whether hyenas can hang out or have to stay away. It seems like that's really the one policy difference.
There's some kind of weather element involved.
Something. And then because we do have one scene where Zazu comes to give the morning report, and you're like, okay, we're going to hear, but it's just animal puns.
Well, I mean, I think
we don't know valuable information.
He keeps law and order in the jungle and chooses which animals he can kill and which ones he can't kill.
It really just seems like it's a little bit of a
savannah.
It really seems like it's kind of a caste system where hyenas are at the bottom.
Oh, definitely.
And that's pretty much it. He doesn't really seem to have authority over any other animal going.
Right, they all seem pretty much like self-regulating. Like it's a circle of life, if you will.
Again, for the ones that he murders.
Yeah.
His subjects that he chooses to murder, and it's justified because it's part of the circle of life.
Well, he also gets, false legitimacy from the priesthood of Rafiki.
Yeah, that's true. It's a theological,
there's
theocratic society. Yeah. I don't know. We don't know we don't know anything about their religion other than
the monkey
prophecy. Monkeys seem to be baboons seem to be very important, and there's some element of art painting that goes along with it.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's your standard primogeniture, Game of Thrones. Firstborn son.
Right. It's chosen by God.
Yeah.
Here's my question: we talk about it in the thing, but like the animals talk. We don't always see them talk, but like when let's say Simba or his father are killing an antelope, is the antelope like, oh my God, Simba! No! Stop, Simba!
I mean,
I know you.
Nala's moments away from killing Pumbaa, and they kind of gloss over it later, like, oh, she was gonna eat me. Remember that almost happened? But it's like that would be pretty traumatizing.
Oh, my guts are everywhere.
Then they become friends by the end of the movie. Yeah. Remember that time you were gonna eat me?
Also, female lions do all of the hunting.
Yeah.
Men just kind of chill.
They hang.
So.
Well, they've got a lot of meetings, a lot of hearings.
Yeah, they got to hear the morning report.
Yeah, they got to listen to the morning report.
Anyways.
Supervise the hunt.
Keep going. Let's get through this crappy movie.
Society's permanent underclass back to the ghetto where they belong. It'd play a lot different if we ever saw a lion rip his dinner's guts out while it screams for mercy.
I voted for you.
Witness so much more than celebrities doing a table read of The Lion King while a nature dog plays on mute in the background. They also get to do some light shtick, like James Earl Jones, who for a guy who's almost 90, sounds like a guy who's almost 80.
Everything the light touches.
Sorry, James Earl.
Billy Eichner's nihilism, that probably stayed in the final cut because every adult is asleep by the time he shows up.
It's no circle. No. It's a line. Yeah. It's a meaningless line of indifference.
Seth Rogen
That's
farted.
a good line.
Funny.
And Beyonce Knowles Carter's many glorious Beyoncisms, whether it's one of her motivational Beyonceings.
You are our queen. You have to take your place.
It's her entire role.
This is your responsibility.
Yeah, motivational poster. She's like the hang in there cat.
Hang in there, kitty.
You have to get through us. Are you with me, lions?
Or some of her inspirational Beyonce singing.
Stand up and fight.
Good job, Kevin.
Oh, look, there's a song in there running.
Remember is that these are just observations about Beyonce combined with some light wordplay. They are not, I repeat, not jokes at her expense. I value my family's safety, and I'm saying this of my own free will. Oh, geez, they're here. So
Awesome.
gather around.
Someone have any jokes about Beyonce they'd like to share with the public?
I think she's fantastic.
National treasure.
Wonderful.
Yep. All right, keep going.
for another massive Disney cell phone, and that all they do is make massive amounts of money off things they already own. That started with a near-perfect film, but grabbed critical failure out of the jaws of success. Like, why would you turn Be Prepared into spoken word?
The need for a different dream.
He can sing. Anyways, gather anyone born after 1994 for another spin on the Hollywood Circle of Life, where an original story is born. Disney adapts it, makes it into an animated classic, craps out some direct-to-video sequels.
Oh, pause. We got some. I love that it cut to me doing this. we took some heat on it previously, but people don't like it when we say that Lion King 2: Simba's Pride is a crapped out prequel.
Really? They stand by that one?
Yeah. They do. They get some hardcore Simba's Pride.
It's like the Attack of the Clones of the Lion King franchise.
Yeah. I think you were just 12 when you saw it.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't really remember it. I know I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you what happens in Simba's Pride.
I'm assuming Simba maybe I'm unfairly comparing them to the Aladdin direct-to VHS claim.
Well, now you got the Return of the Jafar people angry at you.
Which is fine, because
I like Return of Jafar. I think that one holds up better than most Disney sequels.
It fades to black every 20 minutes because their TV shows
be on TV.
together. It just ends every 20 minutes.
Reasonable.
Very digestible. It's just,
hey, all right. 2001 does the same thing, all right?
A bunch of CGI for the next generation. Watch as butthurt critics decry the state of modern cinema. And
hang on, pause. I am not a butthurt critic.
Well, this is from Disney's perspective.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Then to Disney, I probably was being a butthurt critic.
Bob Iger probably thinks you were being a butthurt critic.
We're butthurt critics like Coppola, Scorsese.
Yeah, you know, like the titans of cinema.
What do they know?
You call them bitches? Oh, he said they want to bitch about it.
Yes.
He said he would put up. He said he would put up Black Panther up against anything they ever made, which you can try. And I liked Black Panther, but
well, anything they've ever made, so you can pick Black Panther versus
like,
Godfather 3.
I'll put the best of what they've done.
The best of what they've done.
Yeah. So he's like, I'll put Godfather 2
basically Apocalypse Now versus Black Panther.
Or Raging Bull.
I was going Black Panther.
No, that's objectively crazy.
Bona fide. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Iger. Whew. Okay, well. Yikes. Okay, keep going.
To do it all again. Yes, Disney, we know you're selling us the same ball of crap.
Oh, yes, the poop montage.
But you don't have to rub it in
our
faces.
Should we talk about the poop? I mean,
it's so weird.
It was so
very weird.
Aggressively part of the film.
We have to show how the main gets to Rafiki.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It was in the wind.
Well,
that's like, the easiest thing in the world. It was in the wind.
If you didn't have the entire Circle of Life number to express to us that was the theme of the movie, this scene could do it. Like, oh, it's all kind of connected. I get, like, the fur goes from him, and then they're going to use it in the nest, and it's eaten by this animal that goes over here. But we already have the Circle of Life, so like that's been communicated.
The weird thing is, thematically, this movie doesn't really seem to be about a Circle of Life at all. It seems to be about, pride and clawing your way to the top of a family government after you've been exiled. Like this, if this were Magnolia or something, maybe you have a Circle of Life montage in the middle.
Yeah, no, it's courage, I would say, is what this feels like.
What does that have to do with like the digestive tract
going
and then
down the river?
It's just
they were stalling for time.
But it's longer. Like that's one of the few sequences that makes this version longer.
30
than
minutes
the original.
longer.
Yeah.
And yet they cut out the my favorite joke in the movie, which is when Rafiki hits him in the head with the staff, and he's like, "What'd you do that for?" He's like, "It doesn't matter. It's in the past." Like, that's a funny joke.
Yeah,
you kept everything in there. They added poop. They cut Be Prepared in half and made it spoken word, and they cut out the funniest joke in the movie.
Yeah.
I hope that was Jon Favreau's like first note, day one, sitting down, like, I got this idea for poop.
Well, it's unrealistic that Rafiki would hit him in the head. Yeah. What? No, this is realistic.
No baboon would really do that.
Hold a stick. No, impossible. All right, keep going. Let's finish up.
Starring a cat going
That's pretty
through
cute.
puberty.
All the other ones look identical to each other. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
12 years in the cave. Let's go, Lions! Let's go! Last peek tonight.
I'm Forrest Gump.
Well, I'll be a monkey and also an uncle. And avoiding rumors of Timon and Pumbaa being a gay couple by giving one of them a kid.
Yeah, it's weird.
National Geographic presents Beyonce's Lion King. This movie has a huge problem telling day and night apart.
The lion sleeps tonight.
Daytime.
If he
Daytime.
Visibly daytime.
They're watching the
Looking at
sunset.
the sun. That's the most egregious.
Yeah.
Because it's present tense.
It's daytime!
Yeah.
I was told that the animated version also has the same problem, but I don't remember that.
I rewatched it. It seemed like
Can
it
You
was.
Feel the Love Tonight happens at night in the movie, doesn't it?
I thought it did.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Huh.
I had to go back and look.
Yeah, we'll confirm that, but it's so weird because they're speaking in present tense.
Yeah.
And it's like not
It's not
so
like
easy.
Oh, we're gonna go do this later tonight. Like no.
Yeah,
it's tonight.
And it's not like you're animating it anyway. So it's not like we can't shoot this sequence at night. It won't look good. It's like, no, it'll look however you want it to look.
Reposition your fake lights.
Yeah, like it's just like shoot,
Hey man,
put some stars in the sky.
Fake day for fake night.
It's love tonight somewhere.
It's always
love tonight somewhere.
All right, let's see some deleted scenes. Hopefully just as classy as that.
Like James Earl Jones's signature gravitas, which has aged like a fine wine, left on the kitchen counter for 20 years.
That's me. Sorry, went hard on James Earl Jones.
Who we should really just let have some peace and quiet these days.
That's the one.
Starring Little Orphan Savannah, Invader Sim, the Dunce and Future King, Cat's Gills to pay the cat bills, Paw Paw, my main man, the Cloud Family.
Is that racist?
It's lion
My
racist.
Pride or Die, Slash of Fierce, Yonsei ex-girlfriend. Okay, Lions, now let's get to predation. Kitty Pride, Iron's deficient. No, I don't want no cubs. A cub is a lion who'll take my throne from me.
It's funny if you say it like TLC.
Yeah.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw. Here in Rogan in Las Vegas. Paul Timon and Fart Garfunkel.
I was pretty happy when I came up with that, to be honest.
Poopy Mane. The strength of the brown lion will be stripped away.
Okay,
National Baboons Animal House.
That's pretty good.
Cats.
I think we should have gone with
We should have gone with
Favreau's
cats.
Safari Planet.
Johnny Favreau's Safari
Houses to
Planet.
Freedom.
Get ready.
Captain Africa.
They're gonna keep coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Scar Issue.
That's good to get it.
In the Feline of Fire.
In perfect harmony.
Do people still use spray bottles to separate cats and heat, or is that abusive?
Yeah, right. Let's discuss some fan questions. And again, I'd like to reiterate, step it up. Come on, ask some better questions.
Well, according to Ryan, most of them were, why aren't you funny?
Yeah, they were like just insults, but phrased in the form of a
insults.
question.
I think he was saying insults of the movie, not of us.
Okay.
Right, Ryan? I'm going to go with that.
Mostly insults towards the movie.
Mostly insults towards the
but
movie.
some towards
Please, like Jeopardy, phrase your insults in the form of a question.
All right. Herb Coswell writes, is there even any point in doing an honest trailer for it since it's just the same movie but in live action? This is related to several other questions, which is, did we consider just reusing the script from the animated one? Maybe, I think I was spitballing of like, we do one section of that and then be like, and you probably didn't even notice we did the exact same thing last time, but
we did that in Beauty and the Beast.
We did that in Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so well, there you go.
And we don't want to redo the songs.
Yeah. Well, and it is different because even though the material is the same, it works so great in the original one and then not at all here. So like you kind of want to comment on that gulf.
All the celebrities are different, obviously the animation style.
Yeah.
And, this is why we make the medium bucks. It's like you're getting new stuff every week. We're not.
You guys are making medium bucks?
Yeah, medium.
Grande dollars.
Yeah, maybe it's medium. So
these guys can afford a grande at Starbucks. I just get a tall.
You bought a life-size cutout of Slipknot with your own money.
It's true.
And it's in our office.
It's in our office.
You can climb anything.
It's life size. It is life size. Got me there.
Anyways, Kakashi writes, how the hell did this movie make $1.5 billion?
I don't
know. You chart.
Quickly. Very quickly and aggressively, and people know the name. I don't know. Beauty and the Beast made $1 billion too. People like Lion King.
Kids are annoying, and people like to put them in a movie theater where they'll be quiet for 2 hours.
Safe bet.
They know it's going to be okay.
Yeah, nothing bad's going to happen.
Yeah. Have the lion raise their children.
Disturbing though.
Yeah,
Watching
sometimes
real animals
watch them get trampled
and hacking each other. This is not.
I agree. The fighting stuff at the end, not troubling at all in the original version. A little weird here.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. They're cute.
Really,
they got fur.
Kind of like ripping
real fur.
Well, it makes you think about the hyenas. Like they were born hyenas. They weren't like gazelles that turned bad and now they're getting what they deserve.
They're part of the circle of life. They come clean up after you've killed a wildebeest.
In the cartoon, they're like skulking around. They look kind of swarthy, like you know. But here, they're just like, what makes them different from the others? They look fine.
Also, we should note these are spotted hyenas, and those are scavengers, so they wouldn't be killing prey anyway. They would be cleaning up after the lions are done.
Yeah.
Not according to this movie. I'm going to trust this movie.
According to, biology.
This movie is anti-labor, anti-blue collar. Say. They're just hardworking janitors of the savannah.
It's weird. Well, because it's like every other species. It's like, well, this hornbill is annoying, but presumably, if we met another hornbill, just like people, like maybe that one would be fun-loving and laid back.
Yeah, like the lions.
But
there's
all kinds of all hyenas are bad. Yes. They're the only species where there's no like.
I mean, Eric Andre seemed like he was worth rescuing from.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're not allowed to be individuals. It's weird.
All right, final question. Do you think the Mulan remake next year will also clear $1 billion like all these other ones did? On one hand, those are all musicals, which was one element to their mass appeal, while Mulan isn't. On the other hand, it's pretty well known, more popular with younger audiences than something like Dumbo. What do you think? Speculate. Mulan.
I think it's got a lot. I mean, I love I'm Gonna Make a Man Out of You. It's a great song, but I can also see why they're not going to do it. I don't know. I think it's got a lot of potential. I didn't mind the Jungle Book, for example. It was mostly not a musical. They paid lip service.
They did like 3 songs, maybe from the.
I mean, there's a whole lot of issues with that, with Disney and China and everything else in Mulan. But I think it has the potential. Yes, if it's a great movie, which I think it also has the potential to be. I think it's got a shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has a shot. I think it's riskier. It's going to feel more different from the original movie. I don't think Mulan, while beloved, I don't think it's as iconic and remembered as Lion King. And this is it's going to be a war movie. Like, it's going to be a little more serious. I think that has some advantages. Older audiences might have more appeal. Right. If it looks like it's epic and action oriented, but I don't know if it's going to feel like as safe a bet for family.
Yeah, Mulan is beloved of people our age who have the most money, supposedly, to spend. So I think that you could tap into potentially the Marvel crowd more so than even young kids.
But I think you want the young kids because that's who sees it over and over again. Who you're buying the parents' ticket and the kids' ticket. And I agree. This is. It seems like a more serious movie, which I think will have it be making less money because it's a historical epic. It's not like a fun kids' fairy tale.
I mean, you do have all the other stuff that goes with, maybe it's great and different enough and it'll be buzzy in that way. I do think it has breakout potential, but I don't know if it's quite as safe a grand slam bet as something like Lion King.
No, Lion King was all but guaranteed.
Yeah. Lion King and
Beauty
Aladdin,
and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King, I don't think it's also a coincidence that they crossed $1 billion and they were the most slavishly faithful in some ways.
Yeah.
As far as all the songs are intact, etc.
Yeah.
Well, not Lion King. They butchered Be Prepared.
Be Prepared. But they had to make room for Beyond singing.
And poop.
And poop montage.
Well, there you go. That's Lion King 2019. If we seem unenthused, it's because we just had to watch The Lion King 2019 several times. But hopefully next week won't be as dour because it's going to be a lot more exciting. Lots more excitement. Lots more action. Lots more testosterone.
Oh, I thought you were taking this someplace. I wasn't going to jump in.
Yeah, I was just spitballing for what next week's Honest Trailer could be.
I think testosterone fueled is a nice hint.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We hope you'll join us. Same time, same place. Honest Trailer Commentaries. Bye-bye.